go to the inhabitants of Sheol. So there is a difference between Old Testament Sheol and the New Testament Sheol, or Hades, whatever the word you want to use. There is a difference. So let's look at the Old Testament Sheol. The reason why I say there is a difference is because something happened in the New Testament to Sheol or to the Hades. Something happened. That's what we want to see, this difference. Number one, here, when we discuss the inhabitants, first of all, who are there? The wicked dead people go to Sheol, right? Wicked dead people. Psalm 9 verse 17, the wicked will return to Sheol, even all the nations who forget God, right? The wicked will return to Sheol. So this is a verse from Psalm, right? Look at Psalm 31. Let the wicked be silent in Sheol. Yes, so wicked people are in Sheol. When they die, they go to Sheol. But Bible also says righteous people also go to Sheol. Yes, Jacob. Let's look at this verse from Genesis 37. Can one of you please read Genesis 37 verse 35? Anyone?
And all his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. And he said, for I will go down into the grave unto my son mourning. Thus his
Yes.
father.
All
Continue,
right.
sir.
Okay. Okay. Can you read that last phrase one more time?
Last phrase, sir.
And
For I will go down into the grave unto my son
yeah,
mourning.
so yes, that is what maybe an NIV, but an ASB clearly says, I will go down to Sheol in mourning for my son, right? Sheol. NIV says, I will go down, or I will, NIV says, I join my son in the grave, right? So they have translated Sheol, but NIV did not translate. Usually people translate and they say, put the word grave instead of. So yes, what we understand, Jacob expected to join Joseph there because he thought that Joseph is dead. So I will go there to meet him. And for Samuel chapter 12, we have David, his son in Bathsheba, the infant child, died, right? For Samuel 12:23, David expected to join his infant child there in Sheol, right? So what should we understand? Yes, in the Old Testament, we read that all the believers also go to Sheol. Who else? Certain fallen angels also should be there. That is a question. We're not talking about dogmatic, but will there be some angels also? All right. The legion of angels in Luke chapter 8:31 were imploring him not to command them to go to away into the abyss, preferring instead inhabitation of herd of pigs, right? You know the story? Let's turn to Luke 8. Well, I would like you to read and get some kind of context. Luke 8:31.
To read, sir.
Yes.
And they besought him that he would not command them to go out into the deep.
Into the
Deep.
okay, into the deep, right? Yeah, that's what. But if you know, in NASB, you have the word, abyss, or Greek word abusos, abyss, right? So it is It is another word that is maybe in another location in the Hades. There are a few other terms used for that also. So in English, we say abyss. I guess that's the pronunciation, abyss. So what happened with this legion, right? These demons, legion of angels, they were pleading with Jesus, do not send us into the abyss. Would you send us to the herd of pigs? So Jesus did cast them to the herd of pigs, and you know what happened. These pigs, what did they do? Right? So yes, abyss is also mentioned along with this place. Let's go to another verse, Jude, verse 6 and 7. Right? Let's read Jude, verse 6 and 7. Jude has got only one chapter, right? So let's read verse 6 in heaven.
And the angels who did not keep their proper dominion, but left their own abode, he has reserved in everlasting chains and darkness for the judgment of great day, as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities around them in a similar manner to this, having given themselves over to sexual immorality and gone after strange flesh, are set forth as an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal life.
Eternal fire, okay. So what you read in verse 6, there we talk about the angels who did not keep their own domain, but abandoned their proper dwelling place, kept in eternal restraints under darkness for the judgment of the great day. For the coming judgment, there are angels kept under eternal restraints. Where they have been kept? 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 4. Let's look at 2 Peter 2, verse 4.
For if God did not spare the angels who sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved for judgment.
Yes. All right. Okay. You have, yes, chains of darkness to be held for judgment. All right. So if you read verse 4, maybe some translation says, but send them to hell. Right? The hell actually not a usual word for hell. The hell there, Greek word is Tartarus. Tartarus. It's a different word for hell. So the angels are kept. Jude says they are kept under chain for judgment, but Peter says these angels are kept in a place known as Tartarus. So that means okay, we learned that in this Hades or Sheol, righteous live, wicked live, and certain fallen angels are also kept there, right? Kept there. We already discussed about them before, even classes in our angelology. Now the question is, so there comes a question. What is the question? Are some angels incarcerated, that is under chain, while others roam free? Others are roaming today. If so, why? Right? Why God kept some angels under restraint, whereas other angels roam free today? Why? Some suggest that the reference to bound angels in Jude and 2 Peter is simply a reference to all demons, all those angels confirmed in wickedness and thus bound in sin. So the chain is sin. That is what some people think. Kept under the chain. So that chain is sin. The slavery of sin is that chain. That is what some people think. But the incident in Luke 8 suggests contrarily that some demons have greater liberty than others. Right? Greater liberty. That's what the instances in Luke chapter 8 we find. Assuming that this is the case, theories abound to the reason why certain angels are incarcerated and others remain free. So basically, I think there are two ways of looking at. Okay. For some, connect Jude and 2 Peter to Genesis 6. Genesis 6. What happened in Genesis 6? Right? This is that these sons of God and daughters of men got married. Who are the sons of God? People believe that they are angels. Angels married daughters of men. And so these angels who married daughters of men are, and they remember giants, they gave birth to giants, this woman. So these angels are the angels who are kept in their custody under chain. That is what some people believe. But I say this is unlikely for several reasons. While far from certain, a more promising link is found in Luke 8. Luke 8. What is that? The only occasion in Scripture where demons were actually threatened with incarceration. The only place where demons were threatened with incarceration. All right? Because they said, why are you sending us to be under chain? Right? Why do you want to send us? Why don't you send us to these pigs? The crime described in Luke 8, all right, in Luke, maybe I should say, Luke 8, is that of possessing of human being. What is the crime? They possessed human being. This fits plausibly with the language of Jude 6 and 7, who did not, remember, keep their own domain. So that is, the incarcerated angels abandoned their proper abode. So I want to suggest that these angels who are kept in prison are angels who possessed other human beings and judged by Jesus Christ. So in the final analysis, however, there is probably insufficient data to come to a dogmatic conclusion. But I think that these angels possessed a human being. So therefore they were punished and they were kept there. So this is maybe a conclusion. So, but one thing is sure, there are angels also kept there. Demons were kept there. Number 4, we want to look at the compartment of Sheol. Compartment of Sheol. How do you see the compartment? Now, when Bible say wicked go to Sheol, righteous go to Sheol, are they going to be put together? Or it is divided into 2? Or maybe 3? I guess there is 3 area for Sheol. That's the way I see it. Number 1, we have the place of the righteous dead. Place of the righteous dead. That place is known as paradise. or Abraham's bosom or bosom. Abraham's bosom. So in Sheol, there is a place where righteous people go. If you know the story of rich man and Lazarus, right? Maybe Jesus is telling the story of what happened somewhere in the Old Testament time period, right? There was a rich man and a Lazarus. Lazarus died and carried away by angels to Abraham's bosom. Interesting, right? So, which is also known as paradise. So yes, Old Testament saints all went to paradise. Why do we say? Which is same thing in Luke 23. One of the thieves, right, said to him, you are the Son of living God, and he repented. And Jesus said to him, today you will be with me in paradise. You will be with me in paradise. So, yes, as we look at, church has not begun until on the day of Pentecost. So the part of Mosaic economy continued until then. And therefore, yes, Jesus says, to the thief, you will be with me in paradise today. So absolutely sure, yes, the believers in the Old Testament went to Sheol, a place of the saints, which is generally said as paradise or Abraham's bosom. Number B is the place of the wicked. The second area of the Sheol is called as sometime lower Sheol. Let's look at this Deuteronomy 32. Deuteronomy 32 verse 22. Deuteronomy 32 verse 22.
For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn to the lowest hell. It shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundation of the mountains.
All right. We might write, of course, Chandra's translation says, my anger burns to the lowest part of hell, but it's not hell. It's not a reference to hell. The word is Sheol again, right? Lowest part of Sheol. God's anger burns to the lowest part of Sheol. The idea is that that's a place of wicked, right? Place of wicked. So, yes, if Sheol is a place where all the dead will go, then that there should be a place for the righteous, the Old Testament saints, and there should be a place for the wicked, the Old Testament wicked people throughout the world. Wherever they are in the world, they all went there when they died. Third, the place of certain fallen angels. The third place in Sheol is for the certain angel that we already discussed about, right? In the Bible, at least 3 terms are given. Sometimes we see the abyss or bottomless pit, or Tartarus, or Abaddon, all right, in Revelation. All right, so yes, in Luke 8:31, the word abyss, yes, the legion of angels were imploring him not to command them to go away into the abyss, preferring instead inhabitation of herd of pigs. So yes, abyss is used. In Jude, we already looked at the word Tartarus is mentioned. And maybe I don't know, in Revelation chapter 9, verse 1 to 2, 11, in the end time, demons, hordes emerge from the abyss under the leadership of Abaddon. So we don't know exactly what does that refer to, but yes, we see demons emerge. So could be. So I don't know about the Abaddon. I'm not really sure, but at least the word abyss and Tartarus in a one way or the other way, yes, it's a place in Sheol that is they're kept under darkness. Now, this is the another place where we may have an issue. You may disagree or agree. I don't know. I just wanted to say a few things about the location of Sheol, because there are various understanding on this. So I don't want to be dogmatic about it. All right, the location of Sheol. Created beings, even spirit beings, are not omnipresent. They are localized. So it follows that dead are in some literal location, right? We all are not omnipresent people, right? We need a location. Everybody needs a location. So Sheol Hades is not merely a suspended state or a condition of the mind, as some people think, right? It is a location. It's a place. While most scholars claim ignorance of the location of Sheol, several factors suggest that it is located in the center of earth. Maybe this may be an issue for many people, right? Where is Sheol? Is it center of the earth or suspended somewhere in a different place in the universe? A little difficult, right? But I don't know. I don't want to be dogmatic, friends, that it is, but the word suggested that it is somewhere inside the earth, right? For example, Numbers, chapter 16, the earth opened its mouth. Korah, who rebelled against Moses and his followers, were swallowed up by the earth. And this is what we read. They and all they belonged to them went down alive to Sheol, and the earth closed over them. And that other in Amos, you have an interesting verse. One can dig into Sheol. And that may be a reason many wants to translate it as the grave, right? Many people wanted to translate that way. And in Genesis 37, Isaiah 5, where we see people descend into Sheol. And in Psalm 63, we see that it is the word depth is used, heart of the earth is used, lower parts of the earth is used. Most of the commentators and theologians suggest that the language used here is metaphorical. You know, it's a metaphorical, because the geophysical ability of Sheol being at the earth center is also a matter of some doubt. Right? Some people have a real doubt. Is it really inside the earth? Do we have a place like that? Don't believe, friends. I know that there is a story, that came that Russians did, maybe they made the biggest borehole into the deepest parts of the earth. Okay, so if you do at Google, Google maybe, yes, or YouTube search, you will see all kinds of videos. And what they were suggesting was that, yeah, they heard the voice of people crying from the lower parts of the earth. Like, the voice of weeping and things like that, they can hear. And now you may see videos that is talking about, friends, it's not people crying. That is, maybe if you really know the in our earth, underneath our earth, it's lava, in major part of the, inside it is lava, volcanic eruptions, that. So this, this, what is taking place inside, if you have the voice, it is the movement of lava. Movement makes noises. People simply say all kinds of funny things. Okay, they hear sound of people crying underneath the earth. These are all because nobody was able. I don't think anybody can. If it is inside the earth, I don't think anyone can get into that place. I don't think by making a borehole, it's not possible, right? I don't want it to be dogmatic about it, whether it is really inside somewhere. I don't know, could be inside, right? Um, yes. But the biblical words suggest to me that it's somewhere inside the earth. The Hades or the Sheol is somewhere inside the earth. That's what we see. I mean, it's a suggestion. I don't want to be dogmatic about it, because it's not that clear, right? It only because there are sometimes the word also people translate for grave, and therefore we want to be careful with that. All right. So location, but one thing is sure, there is a place. There is a place where dead will go. The dead wind goes still. Now let's look at the condition of those in Sheol, right? What are the conditions? First of all, the inhabitants of Sheol are uniformly described as conscious. They are conscious. Those who died, they were conscious. They recognized, they felt, or they feel, they speak, they remember, they know, they see, they hear. So it's a conscious place, right? The place where you are conscious. For we know the story of rich man. Rich man in that Hades, he remembers, he knows, he sees, he feels everything. Yes, Deuteronomy says, chapter 32, we read, wicked dead experience God's wrath. They understand, they receive divine messages in 1 Peter chapter 3. And as the dead anticipate the arrival of the king Babylon, who represent maybe sometime kind of a symbol for, represent Satan as well. All right. So, yeah, first of all, we understand they are conscious, right? That's what first I wanted to say. Whether you are a believer or unbeliever, in the Old Testament, people who went there, they were conscious. Now, here is another question to be addressed. What about passage like Psalm 6:5, 115:17 Psalm, and Isaiah 38, verse 13, where we read, there is no praise or thanksgiving in Sheol. All right? There is no praise. There is no one give thanks to the Lord in Sheol. What about these verses? Or Ecclesiastes 9:10, which denies activity, planning, and knowledge or wisdom in Sheol. That's what Ecclesiastes tells. There is no knowledge, there's no planning, there's no wisdom. So how do we correlate these verses? It is probably best to see these in reference with experience of life. I think these, either Psalmist or Solomon, they are comparing life on this earth to a life that is going to come. After death, there are no new opportunities for planned activities. Tomorrow I will go to that place, or I will do that. I will talk to people. I will prepare my sermon, or I will prepare for Sunday, or, there is no planned activity. There are no opportunities. And there is no accumulation of knowledge or chances to apply knowledge. You don't accumulate more knowledge because the place of learning is here. No knowledge of what is occurring on the earth. You don't know what is happening. And for the wicked dead, no comforts, no pleasures of any kind. Right? So these verses are not speaking absolutely of men's awareness, but of his epistemology relative to meaningful activity in the world of living. So what does it means when there is no thanksgiving, there is no plan, there is no knowledge? It is a comparison of our life today with a life that is to come in the Sheol. There is no opportunities available for planning because the life on earth is absolutely different. And life in Sheol is absolutely different. So that is the point we learn. You don't give thanks, you don't praise like you praise here. Because here every day, you learn, you experience new things, whereas you don't have that in the Sheol or Hades. Now the question, this is the biggest question to be asked. This is most of the people ask, do people have bodies during the intermediate state? After death, until resurrection, will we have bodies? Okay. Again, a difficult issue, right? Among the Greeks, especially followers of Platonic thought, it was popular to regard body as restrictive, distasteful thing, and they looked forward with the anticipation to the liberation of the soul from the shackles of corporeality. What is corporeality? The flesh. From the shackles, chains of flesh, body is liberated. That is what thought in the Platonic thought. The body is not good. It is restrictive, distasteful, not good. Body is not good. So that is what the Platonic thought, actually. Paul clearly had a different understanding of his body in 2 Corinthians 5, right? A different understanding. What did he say? He does not look forward to the loss of bodily existence in 2 Corinthians 5, choosing descriptors like soul nakedness and unsavory, unclothed existence, right? So when you read Paul, does not look forward to the loss of bodily existence. Because so he says, we are going to be naked, unsavory, right? So it is clear that Platonic idea is incorrect. Having body as a good thing that renders human being complete, right? So body is not good, is not advocated in the Bible. Body is good. Our body is good. That's what in the Bible. So Paul looks for a body for sure. So having said that, let's go to the next paragraph. That this factor demands corporeality in the intermediate state. However, is not certain. Now the question is, do we have a body after we die? I am saying it is not clear. We will have a body until resurrection. Until resurrection. Some arguing from the philosophical point above and citing text in which individual in the intermediate state have perceptions, pain, thirst, speech, etc., and even body parts such as tongues and fingers, argue that the dead have corporeality. So looking at rich man and Lazarus example, some people argue that there is a body. Others, how do they feel? How do they taste? How do they thirst? Further, whenever we see the OT dead reappear later in the scripture, they have a visible form. For example, 1 Samuel 28, we read Samuel appeared in a bodily form, a visible form. So they say there is body. Okay. Now, these are the maybe some text people believe that yes, right after death we have a body. So they say we have an intermediate body. What do we have? After death, we will have an intermediate body. I didn't use the word intermediate body. I said my heading is intermediate state, right? Why? On the other hand, Paul speaks of becoming clothed with a new body. We have a new body when? Not at death, but at resurrection. New body at resurrection, which is connected with the second coming. Yes. We call it as resurrected or resurrection body. Or we say glorified body. Right? Glorified body, resurrection body. We also find that resurrection bodies are in some sense connected to the original bodies of the dead, right? Connected to the original bodies of the dead. The graves open and the refurbished body emerges to unite with a waiting, presumably disembodied soul, right? So what happens? Yes, John 5:28, it says, we are dead. We are, well, there is a time when the graves will be opened, and we will come waiting for this a new body. So, and of course, we know that we will be much similar to our original body that is we have. So the non-corporeal view also emphasizes more completely glory of resurrection. If saints receive a superior body at death, what is the attraction of another one at resurrection? So yes, what I'm saying is that resurrection, we are going to receive a new body. So that means during the time between death and resurrection, we don't have a body, I guess. Well, let's conclude here. While good men differ, it seems easier to defend the absence of intermediate body. All right? Intermediate body. It's good to defend the absence. That a human is incomplete without a body is clearly a biblical idea. That is right. We are incomplete with the body. Nonetheless, it does not allow that a disembodied human spirit ceases to be human or becomes some sort of anomalous incongruity. Furthermore, that the dead see, hear, speak, and perceive does not demand the existence of body. For example, incorporeal beings, God and angels all have the sensory functions apart from the body. So it is reasonable that souls of men could have this function without body, right? So I personally, there are a lot of good people think that there will be an intermediate body, a temporary body, and then there is a resurrection body. So this is the corporeal body, the body that we have. When we die, this corporeal body, this fleshly body will go. Some people believe that the soul that is departed will possess a new body, a temporal body known as intermediate body. I think it will not happen. There will be the departed soul will be with Jesus Christ. They're truly born again believer and will await for a bodily resurrection. Await for a bodily resurrection. That is what I think. So we will in the intermediate state, we will not have a body. All right. All right. Now I wanted to talk about point number B. Yes. First of all, I said we are talking about the condition of those in Sheol and Hades. The inhabitants are uniformly described as conscious. They recognize, feel, speak, remember, know, and see, and they hear. And the wicked dead are in torment and punishment. Yes, rich man was in torment. Wicked dead experience God's wrath, right? So they are in torment. They experience God's wrath. There is no rest for the wicked in Hades, right? In the context after death, there is no rest for the wicked. Point number C, the righteous dead are in a state of rest and comfort. Those Old Testament saints were, the righteous people were in the state of comfort, in the state of rest. That is what we read from Luke 16. Lazarus was comforted in Abraham's bosom. In Isaiah 57, when righteous man perishes, this is what we read. He's taken away from evil and enters into peace. Enters into peace. Finally, from again, for Samuel 28, Samuel has come back one more time from the death. It's unusual, uncommon, rare thing. When called back by Saul, through which at Endor, greets Saul by asking him, why have you disturbed my rest? This is what Samuel said to Saul. Samuel was already dead. So evidently that is saying that Samuel, after death, in Sheol, was in rest, comfort and in rest. So that is what their condition. Wicked are in torments, and righteous are in rest and comfort. All right, we need to discuss some more, friends, but I have to, because I don't have time to discuss them all. So we'll discuss that next week. All right, next week we will have lengthy discussions on eschatology. Right, lengthy discussions on eschatology. Wait for that one. So yes, we discussed about the intermediate state